Welcome to my humble little office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I am a spiritual guide and paranormal adept, and this is the astrological forecast for March 15th through March 21st of 2020. Now, this is a general reading. Okay, it's a general forecast, meaning it is attempting to overview just a little less than 8 billion people on this planet. So if it does not apply to you or does not seem to fit, don't worry about it. There's a whole lot of possible reasons for that. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you're listening to this as the sun sign, which is what you're aware of, and it doesn't seem to fit, a couple of other signs that you might want to look at. But you'll have to consult your own chart or contact me directly to find out. And the contact direction is all right below this video. Okay, the couple of signs of planets that you want to look at. Your ascendant may be the sign your ascendant is in, or your moon, or your Mars. Any one of those signs may be having a more dominant effect on you at this time than any of the rest, including the sun sign. So, we start with a general reading here, with a general overview, starting with just a card for the overall population. Right now, things do seem to be, the hangman says things are on hold. Okay, you may be going through projects, there may be all sorts of things you're waiting to come in. This week, there may be a little bit of delay, so don't panic on it. It doesn't mean anything is stopped, it just means delays. Okay, the important factor to keep in mind here is sometimes taking things a little slower works out well because it gives you a chance to plan things properly. Now, when we look at Aries, okay, Aries shows the Page of Pentacles. You've got information coming in concerning finances you've been waiting on. Now, this may just be a paycheck that was delayed, but by the feel of this is extra money coming in. Not necessarily a windfall, something you've known about and were hoping for, but may not have gotten to you just yet. Okay, again, the delays that we were talking about in the first place, the whole energy pattern of being on hold a little, may cause some problem for you. Now, when we look at Taurus, Taurus has the Ace of Swords. Now, as we've discussed before, the Ace of Swords indicates you're looking at a two-edged blade. So the actions that you take at this time may create their own complications and may also solve some problems for you. Just be aware, follow karmic law. Be true to yourself first, and be sure to do unto others as you desire them to do unto you. And of course, that all-important, all-encompassing one. Energy out, energy in. Whatever you focus on, whatever you put your effort into, that's where you're pushing to. Doesn't mean you'll get what you're aiming for, but it does mean it stacks the deck in your favor. Now, we look at Gemini, we have the Ace of Cups inverted. Okay, now, of course, with it being inverted means you are likely going through some communication challenges on the home front with that special someone. Take the time to sit down without the TV going, without extra distractions, and for pity's sakes, do not put alcohol on the table while you try and sort this out. Alcohol, nor drugs for that matter, aside from coffee, will help the matter in the slightest. Okay. Using any of those when trying to discuss a problem may make it seem like it's going easier, but in all fairness, from what I've seen in over 40 years of doing this, and that's just counting this lifetime, alcohol, all it does is knocks out trained and learned inhibitors, meaning your self-control goes out the window, as well as your coping mechanisms. Now, when we take a look at Cancer, we have the Ten of Pentacles right side up. Now, again, this, even though there are delays coming in through the Hangman for the overall, the Ten of Pentacles indicates finances are taking a real nice turn for the better this week. So take your time, plan things out, be aware. Even with a lump sum coming in, make sure you're using it wisely. think things through before going and spending everything. And that includes if you're looking at making an investment. And speaking of investments, especially for the Cancer people, when you're looking at investments, there's a neat little idea that you always watch what the newscasts are doing, and try and figure out what the given company involved in said stock is up to. Real key factor here. It's not so much what the company is thinking. It's what the rest of the investors are likely to think the company is thinking that's going to make the difference for you. So take your time to look things through. Now, when we take a look at Leo, Leo has the Three of Cups. This indicates you've got celebration. This should be a really good week for you. You know, it's showing health is on the upswing. It's showing that your communication lines are going well. And that nice little shift you've been hoping for coming through work may well be in the offing right here. Okay, be aware though, the fact that it's in the offing does not mean that you'll get word for it this week. It simply means that the news is coming down the pike. Things are starting to shift in that direction. Don't be in a rush. This is where taking time, we're using patience. And I realize Leo is not known for patience, but, you know, do your best. When we take a look at Virgo, Virgo is showing the Four of Pentacles inverted. This means it's time to hang on to your money. Don't go overboard. If you have to make a big purchase, look through the fine print. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're up to. Okay, make sure it's falling into what you're willing to deal with. If it reaches beyond your budget, no matter how good a deal somebody else, some salesman is trying to make it sound, even if you know said salesperson, if it seems too big and doesn't fit your budget in your mind, it doesn't matter what they say. It won't be a good investment to you in all likelihood. The really important factor here, where it comes to the Four of Pentacles, is to take the time to think things through. This is a temporary delay, but one well worth paying attention to. Now, when we look at Libra, Libra has, oh, now this is a bonus. Libra, you have the Sun. This is the card for attainment. That project you've been either bidding on, or if you've been going to an audition, which is more likely in your case. Okay, the Sun card indicates a very good shot at getting it. Put your best foot forward. Remember, you're not the one that makes the final decision, but everybody there that is at the same audition, that's got the same cards on the table, if you will. If you're bidding on a project, everybody else is making the bid based on their belief, on what they feel they're capable of. Never look down at somebody else's bid, and especially when you're finding out about other people's options, do not underestimate. They may come right out of left field and surprise you on that one. Now, Scorpio, we have an interesting situation here with just about read that wrong, with the Seven of Swords inverted. This is showing, I know that looks a little confusing, but looks like there's some sort of a mess happening. What it is the struggle that you've been fighting with, okay, is about to come clear. You're about to succeed, get your feet on the ground. Now, this does not mean a total win. You may not get everything you're aiming for, but it does look like it's going to be a good enough win. I am stumbling over this one a lot. I never said it was perfect. The reason I tell people these are live forecasts is because I do not take the time to edit them afterwards. I go through them once to find out where the time markers are, and that's it. Okay, so pardon the stumbling. Now, this does show that you are very likely to succeed at what you're aiming for. Okay, you just need to take your time with it. Again, planning is everything. Now, when we look at Sagittarius, of course, with the galactic center sitting in Sagittarius right now, the truth comes out. Okay, this is showing timing is going to be very critical on a project that you've been working on. Okay, because it's inverted, it does tell you that you have to stay relaxed. You've got to stay focused. Okay, whenever I look at this card, I always immediately think of the Middle Eastern Swamis when they're laying on a bed of nails. If they don't relax, they're going to get into trouble. Same idea. You've got projects on the go. You've got things you've been striving to get wrapped up. This indicates take a moment and really think things through. Now, when we go to Capricorn, with Capricorn, we have the Eight of Pentacles. The lessons that you've been learning, the project that you've been working on, and in this case, it probably pertains more to schooling or increased education than anything else. Okay, but it looks like you're finally getting it wrapped up. You're making a breakthrough this week where things will start to make a lot more sense for you. Okay, and again, this simply opens the door. It does not mean that you've put everything together, that you're just totally finished. Only that you made a breakthrough on it. Now, Aquarius. See, now I love the Aquarians when they pull this. Aquarians are your humanitarians. The Four of Wands, inverted or right side up, doesn't matter, indicates harmony. It shows that you're bringing peace back into the home front, back to the workplace. If you spend more time at work than you do at home, or if, like me, your work and home are in the same place, the Four of Wands does indicate that you're bringing harmony, bringing balance back to your home. This is a great thing. Okay, now when we go on to Pisces. Okay, now Pisces is the Two of Swords, inverted, meaning you've been being faced with up until this point, you've been being faced with a very challenging question that you've got to go one direction or the other. You cannot go both directions. Put that in perspective. If you're trying to drive your car, see how far you get if you step on the gas pedal and the brake at the same time. Okay. This shows, because it's inverted, it shows that you're making that decision. You'll get that piece of information you've been waiting for so that you can make the educated decision properly. Okay, net result, the project can go forward. You can get your business back moving in the direction you wanted to go. And for those of you that are looking at schooling, the Two of Swords indicates that something is twigging this year that will enable you to make the choice that's best for you at this time. Keep in mind, where education is concerned, you can always add to it or adjust it as you go along. You just cannot unlearn that which you've learned. You can correct that which you've learned or modify it, but you'll never unknow it. Now we wrap this off with one more for the overall again. Well, isn't that a nice little card to come up? See, the wrap up on the overall is a star. Okay, now the star is your hope card. And it indicates that as long as you are staying focused, you will get through the fog that you're going through, the delays that we're told back here with the hangman. Okay. The delays that we talked about at the beginning of this forecast. Stay focused on them. Okay. Because the star shows that you're going to get through them. And you will manage to get things organized. Now, this is where the forecast ends for today. Okay, so until we talk again, take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.